Kansas City, Northland. When you hear that, you think of just another suburban area. But let me stop you right there. There are so many benefits of living up here that we're going to be diving into this video. If this is your first time to my channel, I want to introduce myself. I am Big Mike. I'm a local Kansas City real estate agent that specializes here in the Kansas City, Northland area. And I actually use YouTube to find people looking to make a move. So feel free to reach out. This is my full-time job. Now, without going into too deep, we're going to be talking about the hidden luxury style homes here in the Northland, the easy commutes, the amazing outdoor living, the strong community vibes, and the incredible investment potential that you will get up here in the Northland. So stick around, and I'm about to blow your mind. List is the hidden luxury. Now, there are two mega neighborhoods that really cater to the luxury style, and that's Briarcliff and the National. And to give you an idea, not only the luxury houses where you really get every inch of the houses are completely accounted for, best of the best materials shipped in from different parts of the world, but you also have access to the National private golf course, private gated communities, and then just the overall resort style living that you could come to expect in just these two specific neighborhoods. Now, recently I had someone comment on a YouTube video, and it was a simple $600,000 house, and the person commented and was like, there's no way in hell that house is worth that much. That's what you get here in the Kansas City area. If maybe you are moving from across the country or whatever the case may be, when you see these houses, I mean, luxury style houses are about 600, 700,000 plus, whereas some of those house prices are like beginner level in some parts of the country. So if you really want to talk about luxury, it's normally about 3 times the average. So we are average about 300, 315 here in the Kansas City area. So about 900 to $1 million gets you into that luxury world. And let me tell you, that luxury world comes with a lot of incentives. And on top of that, these luxury style houses come with a lot of the amazing networking, because if you're buying a top of the line house here in the Kansas City area, you probably have something going on in your life that you want to get connected to. Now, some of the commute times. You're talking about to get to anywhere in downtown Kansas City, maybe 15 minutes. It's from Platte City to Kearney's, maybe about 15 minutes. From Platte City to downtown's, maybe about 25 minutes. And Parkville to downtown's 10 to 15. Liberty to downtown's about 20. Gladstone to downtown's about 15 to 20. Briarcliff's about 10 to 15. It's all these areas will get you to downtown so quickly. Now, if you just have the capital and you just want the luxury style houses without wanting to travel too much, maybe you're an at-home worker of some sorts or whatever your case may be, these houses are only going up in value. It's almost just to buy a lot down there anymore, you're talking about $250,000 on the low side, and that's just beginner stage. So these houses are definitely worth the price per square foot compared to other places that you see across the country. Maybe you're worried about up here. Maybe you're somebody that is a lot involved in hospitals. Maybe you have to go to the hospitals a lot. There's 2 major hospitals here, and that's North Kansas City Hospital, and that's in North Kansas City, different from just normal Kansas City. And then there's 2 other major ones, actually. The other one is Liberty Hospital, and that's over in obviously the Liberty side. And then there's St. Luke's Hospital, and that's actually just north of North Kansas City. It's between Parkville and Liberty areas. It's over by Boardwalk here off of Berry Road, which is a mega road here in the Northland. But there's actually 3 major hospitals that you just need to keep in mind if you are someone that frequents the hospitals a lot, or maybe you have young kids and you're like, you know what, I know my young kids are daredevils. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to live a little bit closer to a hospital. I know me growing up, I broke a bunch of bones, and it always seemed like way too long of a drive as a child getting to the hospital. And I know my mom loved living closer to the hospitals just because of that one reason. We had 3 boys all together, and my little brothers, and we were all little less than perfect, if you could imagine. Now, I ended up mentioning at the very beginning, like the community events. So there's 2 major community events that just kind of pop up to my mind real quick. And that's the Jesse James Festival over in Kearney. And then there's the Parkville Days over in Parkville. And these 2 events really when you show up, like Parkville always has an event, maybe once a month or so, where it's just packed galore, carnival, maybe Parkville days going on, maybe farmers market, maybe a 5K run, baseball fields, you name it. Parkville just has a bunch of community events always going on. And then same with Kearney, really. There is the 4th of July event that, I mean, the entire city kind of shows up. There's many different concert events over at the Kearney Amphitheater. And then on top of everything, it is the Jesse James Festival, which if you don't know, he's that famous outlaw that put Kearney on the map here in Missouri. You can go experience his house, go see exactly what this outlaw lived, where he lived at. And those are kind of like the two major events. There's so many events going on. Liberty has events going on. Gladstone has events going on. Platte City has events going on. And then if you are just bored on a Friday night, there's so many different football teams around the area that all these towns just come and support. So it's kind of like that small town vibe, even despite the ever-growing population here. Now, if you're like, man, you know what? I like to slow down in life. I don't always want to deal with the city life. I don't always want to be on the go. Dude, I get it. That's my entire life. I 100% understand. My two escape spots for me, I go to Happy Rock Park here in the Gladstone, Missouri area. That's where I live. And then from there, if I just like, you know what, I like my drives. I'm a huge advocate on just going out on a drive. I like English Landing Park to go do that at. There's so many different events always going on there, Friday night, Saturday night. But on top of that, they have a giant trail, and it overlooks the Missouri River, so it just creates that kind of peacefulness. Now, if I really just like screw people, that's how I'm feeling right now, I'll actually go up to Smithville Lake. And I'm not a very good fisherman by any means, and I don't ever want to say I brag about it, but as long as I have a fishing pole in the water, I consider it good. Smithville Lake, there's certain parts where my phone does not get service. Absolutely love it. My phone is always going off with always something going on, and always somebody looking to make a decision, so I never want to let them down by not having my phone on me. So when I have a pole in the water, I'm relaxing, I'm chilling, I'm moving forward with life. I'm just out there. There's a lot of boating over there. There's a lot of back trails over there. There's beaches over there. You name it, swimming. You name Smithville. There's so much nature just up in that way. So if you ever want to just disconnect, go up to Smithville. I know whenever we had the Northern Lights pop up, Smithville was absolutely packed from people moving from the city to north just to see the Northern Lights because there's not as many lights up there. So there's so many back roads. There's so many things going on up there that just creates peace and tranquility within nature. And if that's something important to you, I know I experience it, so maybe you will too. The moment we've all been waiting for, that last one that I mentioned, the incredible investment opportunities. So the Northland is nothing short of exploding. And the reason for it is people are pushing out of the downtown city life. There's some politics downtown getting played, but on top of everything, when people start moving out to the suburbs, there's like $2 or $3 billion worth of infrastructure going on in Liberty. Parkville is absolutely exploding with big business coming by because there's so much population over there that hasn't been tapped into. Platte City's KCI Airport just got installed up there, and it's exploding. Platte City is. Smithville, people want to escape the city and they want to go live more rural, get closer to the Smithville Lake. They love the nature life. Smithville's exploding. Kearney's exploding. I would say, though, if you wanted me just to give you, like, hey, Mike, what's the number one spot to buy? I'd actually say Liberty. And I would say Liberty is probably number one just because so many people are seeking it, not only for the schools, but on top of that, the property values are just going through the roof. And the closer you get to the city, the more the properties are going to be worth. And as you continue to go north and north and north, that's when the property values start to drop and you get more house for the dollar. Now, you obviously trade daily travel for that discounted price, but that is really, a lot of people are experiencing that. Just as a solid recap, that's how we Northland boys talk. There's so many different surprises up here that I couldn't go over in an entire video. You're talking, once again, the easy commutes, the luxury style living, the quick access to nature in any direction, the community events, and just the growing investment potential if you want to build that equity. Now, if you are ready to discover Man, I'm ready to take that move to the Kansas City Northland. Remember, your boy Big Mike sells KC. You can find me on all different platforms. On top of that, check out my Google reviews. I got 60 and going up. And if you feel the need to, and you're like, man, you know what? I think Big Mike can help me make a move. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you and your family make a serious move over here in the Kansas City Northland area. And as far as I go right now, Big Mike is out.